And Jen, this is the first time we're actually seeing the incident in question firsthand.
Yeah, that's right, Liz. We've been working hard to get this dash cam video since we learned of this incident a few weeks ago. Tonight, the Albany County Sheriff says the video you are about to see speaks for itself, but it's not a reflection of his entire department, rather one officer who he says went too far.
The incident happened at 3:40 a.m. on Saturday, the 16th of August. Police spotted this SUV without its headlights on and tried to pull it over. The 16-year-old driver took off, and a high-speed chase through Colonie and Troy ensued. As you can see by the video, the SUV became disabled. As officers descended on it, the driver moved from the front seat to the back seat. And within a few seconds, you can see Sergeant Vincent Igoe from the Albany County Sheriff's Department fire his taser through the smashed-out back window at the suspect. He missed. As he reloads, you can see the suspect get out of the car with his hands above his head and get down on his knees. As other officers move in to cuff him, Sergeant Igoe steps in and fires his taser again.
When you saw the video as the sheriff, what did you think?
I was a little bit enraged. Obviously, we want our people to go home safe at the end of their shift, but this case in particular, we just feel it was unwarranted. We did not have a combative individual at that point, which again, the tape speaks for itself, so I'll let public opinion rest on that.
Before seeing this tape, Sergeant Igoe's attorney told us this.
There is video of this incident.
Yes.
Have you seen it?
Not yet. I've only spoken to officers who were on the scene, but from the officers some officers have seen the video and indicated to me that it is a very narrow perspective. It doesn't show completely what is going on in the scene.
When we sent the video to him today for review,
You still, looking at that video, believe his actions were fair and justifiable in that situation?
Absolutely, because you know what, I will tell you, those officers, those officers were pumping at that point. You don't know if somebody was going to use more force. You don't know if at least one officer had his stick out because he knocked out the windows. And, and if after that 110-mile-an-hour chase for 2 counties, he's on his knees. He's not on the ground.
Sheriff Apple says his deputy is being fired not just for his use of the taser, but for how the whole situation was handled.
There were several errors that occurred from the inception to the conclusion. They've all been addressed in the notice of discipline. But as the sheriff of a relatively large agency, this is the last thing that we want to be doing, is running well over 100 miles an hour through a city, on a highway, whatever the case may be.
When the public sees this video, what do you want them to know about your department?
I want them to know that A, we have a very professional department that works hard for the residents that it serves. B, we uncovered this. This is not something that was brought to us. We uncovered this, and I don't want to use the term that we policed ourselves and we're cleaning our own house, but in fact we are.
4 years ago, while on duty near the airport, Sergeant Igoe shot and killed an undocumented Mexican immigrant who was throwing concrete at him in the dark, but a grand jury cleared him of any wrongdoing in that case. In this case, though, the sheriff believes that tape speaks for itself. And Liz, I asked the sheriff whether Sergeant Igoe had any other incidents with tasers or excessive force. He would not comment on that, saying at this point, because he started the termination process, there's still arbitration to go through. It's still a personnel matter when it comes to his record with the department.
Wow, it is very dramatic video to see that play out that way. Now, I understand that the sheriff has given this video to the FBI. What happens now?
Yeah, he wanted to give it to the FBI because he said he wants the investigation in this incident to be as transparent as possible. You heard him say that he wants to police his own department, but he also wants a second set of eyes on it to make sure he's handling it correctly and to make sure that the public has that trust in the department, because he said it's something he's worked hard to get within the community. And he actually told me he's also shared this video with a lot of community activists and community leaders to show them, like, this is what happened, this is how we're dealing with it. We don't want this to increase any tensions within the community. We're just trying to be as transparent as possible.
And it seems like he really wants to send a message to his own agency as well. All right, thank you very much.